Defensively, they're going to come at you, and it's going to be a challenge tonight.
We talk a lot about communities in this tournament, about how much it means to the community. Madisonville, not having been here in a little while, in a great showing the other night, it means a lot for your community, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Our community's been awesome, and like I said, they were out in full force last night, and it's like I said, it's kind of like everybody sharing in the experience, and they're ready to go tonight as well, and we're going to need their energy, and it's something that our guys really appreciate, and it's like I said, it feels like over the last week or so the community's kind of come together, and it's been great to see.
Good luck, Coach.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
That's Coach Matt Bashir. We'll be back on the Kentucky Utility Sweet 16 Network.
They say that being a Kentuckian makes you unique. At Whitaker Bank, we agree. We've always been unique. Whitaker Bank understands our communities and its people because we're from here. Kentucky owned, Kentucky based, always has been, always will be. Yeah, you could say we are a unique bank, and we're proud of it. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be, for generations to come.
We were true to the game before there was a game. Loyal to the ball before there were buckets. When Spalding created our first basketball in 1894, we didn't follow the competition. We set the standard. And we never stopped innovating, improving, adapting to meet the changing needs of the player and the game. We didn't make the rules. We made the ball.
I grew up on a dairy farm.
Joined now by Coach William Munsell of Warren Central. Coach, good to be with you tonight, and you guys are playing very good basketball towards this portion of the season.
Yeah, we actually are. Our last 4 games, we've really fought and played well. Start clicking at the right time.
I know in the 4th region, it's loaded region. Of course, Bowling Green being the headliner, but you guys traded some jabs with them and won when it mattered most.
Yes, you play those guys so many times. It's such a rivalry. It really doesn't matter whose record's what. The kids on both teams are going to play really hard. But those games, we played them 4 times. Those are tournament games, all 4. All 4 games were close. All 4 games came down to the end. So those games prepare you for this.
You had a great matchup last night with Mayfield. You were able to score quite a bit. Talk about what's going well for your team, including last night.
Well, we're moving the ball well. We're really defending as well. We're defending and rebounding, and that's allowing us to get out in transition and get some easy buckets before teams set up in their defense. Then when we get to the offensive end, there's a different guy in different parts of the game that's been huge for us. Dre was huge for us early, had another part late. He was big. Trey Pillow was big for us in the stretch. Tayshawn was big for us in the stretch. We got a lot of versatility in our lineup.
You're facing a very challenging team tonight in Madisonville. I know you've watched a lot of tape on them. Tell me what impresses you most about Madisonville.
Well, they're so big. They're so big. You got to keep them off the glass. It's a battle of styles. We're gonna run and we're gonna make them run. We can't play a half-court game with those big old monsters down there. So, we're gonna get it up and down the floor and try to make them run and see if we can get into the bench a little bit.
And one thing that you're going to try to do tonight is Warren Central. What's one of your big game plans tonight?
Biggest thing is rebound. Keep them off the glass, because if we can rebound, we can get out in transition.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, that's Coach William Munsfeld of Warren Central. We'll be back on the Kentucky Utility Sweet 16 Network.
At Morehead State University, you will
dairy farm and spent my entire life working, helping Grandpa, helping Dad, working my way basically into the position that I am right now.
Hopefully one day I will have a farm that my daughters can one day come back to and produce the same high quality product that I've been striving to produce my entire life on this farm.
My sons help, my dad helps, I work. It's never a day of work when you love what you do.
Dedicated farmers.
Happy cows.
Real milk.
That's been the Prairie Farms way for over 75 years.
Are you ready to get in the loop? With UPS's Kentucky Loop, you can receive a weekly paycheck, get a full ride to JCTC, and receive a housing stipend of up to $7,800. The Kentucky Loop is open to anyone who lives in one of the 112 eligible counties in Kentucky. So work part-time, go to college, and have your housing paid. Now you're in the loop. For more information, email us at askloop@ups.com.
Presenting the future of energy in Kentucky. In the future, there'll be way more electric car charging stations. Some power outages will get fixed before people even notice them. And new advanced meters will make it easier to see exactly how you're using energy. Was that okay, Mama?
It was great, sweetie, but it's not the future. We're working on those things today.
At KU, we're investing in energy innovation while keeping your rates among the lowest in the nation.
At Eastern Kentucky University, we recognize greatness starts in the classroom, but it doesn't end there. You have to get hands-on, get real-world experience, and discover who you are meant to be. Be a rising star. Be a hero. Be a colonel. See what you can be. Visit go.eku.edu/colonel.
In Kentucky, it's the 2019 Whitaker Bank KHSAA Boys Sweet 16. The Kentucky Utilities Sweet 16 Network is brought to you by Kentucky Utilities. Our energies go to serving you. By Western Kentucky University, Hilltoppers know that life at the top is worth the climb. Climb with us at Western Kentucky University. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky. By Eastern Kentucky University, visit the campus beautiful. Eastern Kentucky University, go EKU.edu. The Lexington Herald Leader and Kentucky.com, keeping you connected. By Midway University, earn your career-focused degree in business, criminal justice, equine science, psychology, sports management, or more at Midway. Learn more at midway.edu. KHSAA Charities. Since 1923, KHSAA Charities has helped show children their potential. Learn more at khsare.org. By Morehead State University. Major NU at Morehead State University. UPS, future U graduates 100% debt-free with UPS. This game tonight is Warren Central taking on Madisonville. Let's look at the starting lineup, starting first with the visitors and the Warren Central Dragons. At forward, number 1, Chris Horn. At guard, number 2, Tayshawn Bibb. At guard, number 4, Jamel Barber. At guard, number 23, DeAndre Boyd. And at guard, number 25, Kobe Brents. And for Madisonville, the home team on the scoreboard, at forward, 00, Kayshawn Casey. At guard, number 2, J.D. Gilbert. At guard, number 3, Kenny White. At guard, number 5, Keyshawn Stone. And at guard, number 14, Cade Cunningham. I bring in my partner, UK great Cameron Mills. Cameron, buddy, this should be a fun one. You have the speed of Warren Central going up against the size of Madisonville.
Well, I mean, just look right now as they both take center court, getting ready for the tip. Again, Warren Central probably giving up just from looking from this vantage point, maybe 3 or 4 inches.
I think you're right.
Per player, per position maybe. And so it'll be interesting to see what wins out. I will tell you this, I called the Madisonville game, North Hopkins game yesterday, and this Kayshawn Casey, big 00, so what, 6'7", 6'8", something. He probably one of the best low post players I've seen in this tournament, especially this year. When that ball goes in, he's not just he doesn't just turn and shoot it. He's a passing machine out of there. He works hard, great fundamentals, and was 5 of 6 from the foul line yesterday, and was told he only shot 50% on the year. So he's brought his A game to the Sweet 16. But we'll see how the size and speed works out here for these two teams.
That's exactly right. As Madisonville under head coach Matt Bashir, Warren Central under head coach William Unseld. Warren Central actually hoping to get back to the state semifinals for the second year in a row. Last year, it was Scott County that happened to knock out Warren Central. The winner of tonight's matchup gets Scott County. So it could be a potential rematch for Warren Central if they win. Madisonville looking to make other plans, though, tonight. Kayshawn Casey will jump for Madisonville, 00 in white. And for Warren Central, number 1, Chris Horn. As the tip's in the air, it's going to be controlled by Madisonville. As bringing it up for Madisonville is going to be number 5, Keyshawn Stone. As Stone gets it now into the front court to Kenny White. White goes to the top of the key, hands it off to Cade Cunningham, who goes left side to J.D. Gilbert. Gilbert hands it off to Stone. His 3 on the way is good.
It's one of those threes at the beginning of the game where you think, surely he's not going to take this early in the game.
And he buries it.
Again, it's always one of those no. Great shot.
That's exactly right. As Warren Central now on the return, trailing 3-0. Is on the left side, Jamel Barber goes straight away to DeAndre Boyd. He stops. His mid-range jumper's good. As Boyd answers, it's 3-2.
Well, that always can help if you're worried about the size in the interior. Those pull-up jump shots from 8 feet can always defeat those.
As back the other way, it's Keyshawn Stone. Goes into the corner to Cunningham. Nice pass down low to Casey. Puts it up, but stripped out of bounds by Warren Central. It will stay with Madisonville.
Notice Casey was immediately double-teamed. Now, I don't know if that's game plan or just a player happened to be there, but that'll be something to watch because he can do a lot of damage from that low post.
As they feed it to the free throw line to White. Down low to Casey. Knocked away by Warren Central. Pushing it up is Bibb. As he gets across the timeline, goes left side now to DeAndre Boyd. Back to Bibb out top. As Bibb into the lane, to the block. Stops, kicks it back out to Kobe Brents. Brent's going to take a long 3. It's good.
Well, let me repeat myself, Eric. If you're worried about the size of the defense, shooting from outside can help.
And that's exactly what Warren Central did.
Not getting a lot of points in the paint, but points nonetheless.
That's exactly right. It's taking it baseline. Kenny White, who dunks it home.
What a great move. Warren Central that time just not cutting off the baseline. Everybody a little too high in their defense, and Kenny just screaming down the baseline. And I'll be honest, I thought he jumped a little too soon. I didn't know if he was going to be able to stretch out and get that ball in.
Were you able to do that here on Rupp Arena?
I dunked one time. Eric, thanks for asking.
That's one more than me.
It was in a pickup game.
There you go.
Fortunately, I dunked on Jeff Shepard, and it was game point.
There you go.
I've never let him forget it.
As we're tied at 5, 6:20 here in the first quarter. Alongside Cameron Mills, I'm Eric Chumbler. Thanks for joining us here tonight. As Warren Central with it. It goes on the right wing to DeAndre Boyd. As Boyd now feeds it back left side to Brent. Another 3. It's no good this time. His rebound comes down to Casey from Madisonville. Up the left side of the floor, it's Cunningham. Takes it to the basket, stripped, and it's going to be, I believe, a foul on the floor, maybe, or out of bounds.
I think the ball slapped down out of bounds.
Gotcha.
Let me throw some more praise to Kayshawn Johnson. Great outlet passer, too. Once he gets that rebound, he looks up the court to pass the ball to his teammates to get on the break.
Excellent point. As with it, it's Kenny White. As he stops, mid-range jumper, it's good. As Kenny White gives Madisonville a 7-5 lead. That's his 4th point of the ball game, and Warren Central back the other way. Quick start to this one as a baseline drive put up and in by DeAndre Boyd. That makes it 7-7 our score. Madisonville on the return as J.D. Gilbert gives it out top now to Keyshawn Stone. Now right side to White. He takes a baseline drive, puts it up from the block. No good. Rebound comes down to Warren Central. Back the other way they go. It's DeAndre Boyd. Kicks it into the corner. Brent, an open 3. It's good.
Love those fast break 3-point shots. Brent that time, instead of going to the lane, cruised right out to the 3-point line, that knowing that's his spot, teammate hit him and was able to put it in.
That's his second 3. It's now 10-7. Warren Central up by 3. 5-12 here in this first quarter. As Keyshawn Stone goes straight away to Kenny White. Down low to Casey. Big man puts it up, no good. Rebound comes down to Warren Central. The Dragons looking to push it. Is up the floor with it. It's DeAndre Boyd. Goes now into the post to Bibb. Bibb brings it back out now to Boyd. As he has it on the right-hand side of the floor, picks up his dribble, goes straight away now to Brent. Brent's left side of the floor to Barber. Jamel Barber now back out top. A long 3 coming from Brent. No good. Rebound comes down to Madisonville. As pushing it up the floor for the Maroons is Cade Cunningham. Hands it off out top to J.D. Gilbert. Gilbert now to White. Into the corner they throw it. Now back to White. 10-7 our score. Warren Central up by 3. A 3 from Madisonville. No good. Rebound comes down to the Dragons of Warren Central. As pushing it up, going to be DeAndre Boyd. As Boyd across the timeline, stops straight away. Crossover dribble, stops, long jumper, no good. Rebound comes down to Madisonville. As pushing it up, it's White. Nice pass up the floor to Cunningham for the layup, and he's fouled.
Well, you talked about the speed of Warren Central. There's the speed of Madisonville-North Hopkins as Warren Central just fell asleep, didn't get back.
This seems like the first one to maybe 80.
Could be. Unfortunately, we have stats to tell us.
That's exactly right.
Our broadcast partners lost stats, I think, midway through that second quarter earlier today, and KHSAA team has been working hard to get these stats back up, so you and I have something to talk about.
That's exactly right.
Or at least something to make us sound better on the air.
As Madisonville going to the foul line for the and one free throw, Cade Cunningham to do it, and he makes it. That ties the game up at 10, 4-14 in the first quarter. Alongside Cameron Mills, I'm Eric Chumbler. Thanks for joining us here tonight as Warren Central with it. Out top, it is Tegra Mulika. Now on the right wing it goes to Deontre Pillow. Now to Giovanni Floyd as they swing it back right side to Pillow. Now into the corner they get it to Floyd. His long jumper up, no good. Rebound comes down to Madisonville as Gilbert with it for the Maroons. Gilbert on the left-hand side of the floor goes straight away to Kenny White. His long 18-footer is good, and that gives Madisonville a 12-10 lead.
Well, when you got someone with that height that can step out and hit that close to three-point shot, right, 18, 17-footer, it just makes him that much dangerous.
Warren Central on the return, trailing by 2, 12-10 to Madisonville. 3:30 here in the first quarter. As out top, it's Pillow. He goes on the right wing to Boyd. Boyd dribbles towards the top of the key, now kicks it into the corner. A three coming from Barbie is good.
Warren Central can shoot the outside three-point shot. We're definitely seeing it in this game early as they are 3 of 6, 50% with still 3 minutes left to go in this first quarter.
13-12, Warren Central, and a traveling violation out top as Tay Smith seemed a little confused with it in travel.
Well, I think they just kind of he picked up the dribble, which is something, of course, you never do, but he was always already all the way in the corner over here, and none of his teammates flashed to him.
And so it will go back to Warren Central with it on the right-hand side. It's Tegra Mulika for the Dragons. Now goes straight away to Pillow as he pump fakes, takes it in, brings it back out, picks up his dribble, looks for help, goes back out top to Mulika. 13-12 our score. Warren Central on top of Madisonville. 2:45 early on is a nice pass down low. Put up and in, and a foul. It's good for Barbie. As it is a media timeout. Is 2:43 left in the first. 15-12 Warren Central here on the Kentucky Utilities Sweet 16 Network.
At UK Healthcare's Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine, we know that when it comes to sports injuries, you want to get back in the game as soon as possible. As the #1 orthopedics program in Kentucky, according to U.S. News Best Hospitals, UK Healthcare's Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine program offers world-class care from the time the injury occurs through the rehabilitation process. UK Orthopedics, official healthcare provider for the KHSAA. Learn more at ukhealthcare.com/ortho.
No jogging back on defense. Don't give them anything easy. They've gotten beaten once or twice that way. Warren Central leads it over Madisonville 15-12. We've got a good pace to this ball game. Let's go back to Eric and Cameron.
Thank you, Carl Nathy. You're exactly right. 2:43 in the first quarter, 15-12. Warren Central on top. It's been an entertaining first few minutes of this one, Cameron.
Well, you called it. I mean, look, you've got two athletic teams and two teams that go back and forth and have a lot of talent and a lot of athleticism. So kind of expected, unless they were two defensive juggernauts, we kind of thought this would be a high-scoring affair, and so far called it right.
As Antonio Barbie to the line, his free throw no good. Rebound comes down to Casey for Madisonville, and the Maroons will bring it up. 15-12 Warren Central as we have 2:35 here in the first quarter. As out top for Warren Central, it's Parker. Now left side, a three coming from White. It's good.
I called this game yesterday. I don't remember White having that much confidence in the look on his three-pointer.
Looked great there.
I mean, just he is catching and releasing.
Warren Central with it, tied at 15. 2:18 here in the first quarter. As out top, it's Mulika as he takes it now into the paint. Stops. His short 5-footer is short. Rebound comes down to Madisonville, then nearly taken away. Loose on the floor. Madisonville retains possession. Is up across the timeline. It's J.D. Gilbert on the right-hand side of the floor. Now they swing it left side, and now back towards the other side. As down low they go to Casey on the block. He turns. Nice pass. Puts it up and in. Nice shot there on the block.
Great little cut that time by Casey just to get to the, as you said, to the block. Great pass, too.
You mentioned his interior passing. We'll talk about that in just a moment. As a baseline, or I'm sorry, in the paint jumper, no good. Madisonville with the return. Back up the floor it goes to J.D. Gilbert. Gilbert hands it off to Kenny White. His layup up and in.
Kenny White has just come to play.
That puts Madisonville's run now a 4-point lead and then a traveling violation on the Dragons.
All caused by Marquise Parker. Checked in the game, and that just, he came up to, again, shoot the gap on the defense, and player caught it, didn't expect to have a defender right in front of him and shuffled his feet. Great defense that time by Parker to cause the turnover.
Madisonville a 4-point lead, 19-15, a minute 20 here in the first quarter. Thanks for joining us. Alongside Cameron Mills, I'm Eric Chumbler. The Kentucky Utilities Sweet 16 Network is a pass on the left-hand side to Kenny White. As White, using his dribble, aims it straight away to Marquise Parker. As Parker now using his dribble, goes on the wing to Keyshawn Stone. Stone, a high screen from Casey, stops, right-hand three is good. Keyshawn Stone.
We talked about the height. We talked about the fast pace. We didn't talk about either team shooting the three.
That's right. But they are shooting the lights out at the moment as DeAndre Boyd goes straight away now to Giovanni Floyd. As Floyd picks up his dribble, goes left side to Mulika. He's using his dribble. Great defense here by Madisonville. As Mulika, being hounded, gets into the lane, kicks it in down low for the dunk. As putting it up and in was Floyd. Back the other way comes Madisonville. As with it into the front court, it's J.D. Gilbert. Gilbert goes right side to Stone. 22-17, 25 seconds here in the first quarter. As it's taking it on the right-hand side of the floor, now trying to dip it underneath. It's taken away by Warren Central. As pushing it up, Mulika now into the lane, goes up, finger roll rejected, but an offensive foul.
Great block, and I mean, just great defense overall by Madisonville to get back, draw the charge, but another play, and was it White, I believe, coming out of nowhere on the weak side to get the block.
Madisonville, two very strong defensive plays that may not show up on the stat sheet, but very, very nice.
Well, how about this from the field? Madisonville shooting 75% for the game, 9 of 12, 75% for the three-point line as well.
14.2 seconds here in the first quarter. Madisonville a chance for the last shot here in the opening quarter. J.D. Gilbert hands it off now to Kenny White. As White, just in front of the UK logo, goes left side to Jordan Vaughn. As the basketball tipped down low, out of bounds off Warren Central with 3.6 seconds left here in the first.
Every coach has their side out of bounds kind of home run plays. We'll see what Madisonville runs here.
Marquise Parker to inbound it. He goes into J.D. Gilbert. 3 seconds left. A long three, no good. And that will do it for the first quarter.
I don't know that that's a play, but they got a shot off.
That's exactly right. It's 22-17 Madisonville after one. The Kentucky Utilities Sweet 16 Network.
The flat path is easy, but for the inspired, there is a spirit that kindles a desire to climb higher. To soar, to roll, to reach new heights. The wish to be a part of something more, to do more and to be more. Hilltoppers know that life at the top is worth the climb. Climb with us at Western Kentucky University.
Real dunk is good for Evans and Watt.
Get recruited at GoMidwayEagles.com.
Back here, the Kentucky Utility Sweet 16 Network as we start the second quarter. Madisonville on top by 5, 22-17. Alongside UK great Cameron Mills, I'm Eric Shumbler. Thanks for joining us here as Warren Central starts with the basketball as Brent goes to the left side. Now gets it back on the right side as he takes a baseline drive, stops, 15-footer is good.
But both teams, we talked about Madisonville shooting great, but they're shooting outstanding. But Warren Central's not shooting bad. They're 57% from the field and 50% from the three-point line.
They're hanging in there as well. 3-point deficit for Warren Central, 22-19 Madisonville. 30 seconds into the second is a jumper from Madisonville's up no good. Rebound recovered by Chris Horn of Warren Central. He outlets it right side to Barber. Nice pass down low. It's a shot put up. It's going to be a foul on the floor on Madisonville.
That was a fantastic pass that time by, was it Jamal Barber? I mean, half-court, one-handed bounce pass. That's something you don't see at this level very often. You don't see executed at this level very often.
As Warren Central starts with it, Bibb straight away goes on the right side to Brents. As Brents uses his dribble, backs it out a little bit, goes to the top to Barber. 22-19 Madisonville. Warren Central with it. And his left side, a three coming from Lawrence. It's good to tie it up at 22.
And what do you want me to say? Both teams are red hot.
That's just hits the nail on the head.
And they could very easily be playing defense on both ends too, but who knows?
As Madisonville with it off screen, it's Parker. Hands it off to Gilbert. As Gilbert now to Cunningham. Into the lane, kicks it into the corner. A long jumper from Madisonville, no good. Rebound comes down to Warren Central. As with it, it's Brents who brings it up for the Dragons across half court. As he gets, he's going to take a long three, almost banked it in. As Madisonville on the return. Left side, it's Cunningham all the way to the basket. Puts it up, no good, but draws a foul. Is that the definition of a heat check?
I got to think that that Kobe Brent has the green light from anywhere because
he almost made it.
I mean, well, he did almost make it, but that's the second time we've seen him shoot, and not a word from his bench over here. No coaching, chastising, anything. Just kind of. I guess he's made more than one of those this season. But boy, it'd be nice to have that green light in the game.
That's right. As Cunningham makes the first. You didn't have that green light?
I did not, believe it or not.
Cunningham, second free throw, no good. Rebound comes down to Warren Central. Madisonville a 1-point lead, 23-22. 6:25 here in the second quarter. As bringing it up, it's Kobe Brent. Now on the right-hand side of the floor in the corner, it's Bibb. He circles in to about a 15-footer. Off, no good. Gets his own rebound, though, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds off Warren Central to Madisonville.
Kayshawn Casey, yes. So fundamental. That time made a mistake. Did not box out his man. Bailed out as the rebound came to, was it 14? Right, and out of bounds, off his hands out of bounds. So Kayshawn bailed out just by a turnover that time.
As it is a full court press here from Central, as across the timeline with it, it's Cunningham for Madisonville. Hands it off now to Stone. He has it on the right-hand side of the floor, now goes out top to Parker. As Parker using his dribble, picks up his dribble, looks for help, goes to Kayshawn Casey at the free throw line. His jumper on the way, off right side, no good. Warren Central on the board. Madisonville up 23-22. 5:50 here in the first half. It's a nice drive to the basket by Boyd. It's knocked loose with it on the floor. Bibb who puts it up and in. That gives Warren Central a 1-point lead, 24-23, 5:40 here in the second quarter. Bringing it up for Madisonville is Keyshawn Stone as he crosses half court. Stone guarded closely on the play by Jamel Barber. And a timeout here for Madisonville. As it's a 30-second timeout, we will keep it right here. And you and I were talking off air, Cameron Mills, that a lot happening on transition and the transition defense. Those that kind of find a way to make some stops in transition, likely outcome of the game would be a win.
You know what's funny, Eric, is you look at the stats, you're right. I mean, there's been a lot on transition, but not necessarily a lot of points. Only fast break points, 2 for
as we're going to take it real quick to Carl Nathy.
All right, Madisonville head coach Matt Bashir telling his team, hey, guys, don't forget about fundamentals. We got to get defensively, get a closeout with a hand up. And when you go for rebounds, use both hands. Where have I heard that? I think his name is John Calipari. Back to you.
Thank you, Carl Nathy, as it's 24-23. Warren Central up by 1 with 5:30 here in the first half. As bringing it up, it's going to be Keyshawn Stone. He goes right side to White. As White, a behind-the-back dribble, takes it into the lane, stops, puts it up, no good, but draws a foul. And Keyshawn Stone, the 5'10 junior, actually Kenny White, I'm sorry, the 6'7" junior, is tough to stop in the paint. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. As he gets the basketball, Kenny White's first free throw is good.
How dangerous it is to have a player like that who can, again, hit the three-point shot. He can drive the lane for the dunk. He can take the ball to the foul line and knock down 2 for 2.
And he's only a junior for Madisonville. Great news there for the Maroons. They take a 1-point lead, 25-24, as Warren Central with it. On the right-hand side, it's DeAndre Boyd. Now swung cross court to Lawrence. Lawrence back to Boyd. Boyd kicks it into the corner to Brents. His 3, no good. Rebound comes back to Madisonville, but they're going to say it hit the bottom of the backboard and off of Madisonville. It will stay with Warren Central. As that was right in front of the Madisonville students. They disagreed just slightly. And Warren Central will retain possession underneath their own basket. Jamel Barber to do the honors. Gets it inbounds to DeAndre Boyd. As Boyd, left-hand side, feeds it into the paint. Taking it to the block is Bibb. Puts it up and in.
And that's twice in a row now. Bibb has gone against the much bigger KHSAA and be able to kind of, KHSAA again, fundamentally not trying to block, just getting up high, using his length. But Bibb doing a great job of making the shot.
And then Madisonville losing it out of bounds. You said it exactly right. Bibb doing a great job getting in the paint.
I mean, again, giving up, 4 or 5 inches maybe? Yep. And KHSAA, not necessarily shot blocker, but he's a shot intimidator. And Bibb's gone up real right at him and been able to use that backboard, especially to knock the shots down.
Jamel Barber with it out top for Warren Central as they lead by 1, 26-25 on top of Madisonville. Off the screen with it, it's Brents. His free throw line jumper, no good. Rebound comes down to Madisonville. The Maroons want to push it as Keyshawn Stone feeds it up the floor to Parker. His baseline drive stripped and taken away. With the steal is Brents. He feeds it up the right sideline to Barber. Baseline drive cut off, and it's going to be a blocking foul on Madisonville.
We're watching Brents. Brents has the green light for Warren Central anywhere on this court. I mean, because he's taken what I consider, and I imagine most of Rupp Arena would consider some bad shots, but truthfully getting no pushback from the Warren Central bench, but great hands on defense, and again, another one-handed bounce pass. He's got that down pat.
Boyd's short jumper is short for Warren Central. Rebound comes down to Madisonville as Kenny White will bring it up the floor. White all the way into the lane, loses his footing, puts it up and in.
The definition of an out-of-control player. And the definition of a lucky shot.
That gives Madisonville a 27-26 lead. 3:55 here in the second quarter as DeAndre Boyd into the lane. Has it poked away, but it's going to be a reach-in foul on Kenny White.
That might be the loudest Rupp Arena has been in this tournament so far as, you know, we've got the team fans on the end zones, but the rest of this, these are just the Rupp Arena Sweet 16 faithful. And they're still reacting to that shot by Kenny.
As they were putting that on the big screen up above, a lot of folks oohing and awing at that.
He just flicked that up from his ankles.
Incredible. As Warren Central with it, down by 1, 3:49 in the first half. As it goes on the left wing to Jamel Barber. And now at the free throw line, they kick it to Boyd. He stops, mid-range jumper, short. Rebound comes down to Madisonville. As the Maroons to bring it up, leading by 1, 27-26. 3:35 here in the second quarter. As J.D. Gilbert goes on the left side to Cade Cunningham, back to Gilbert. 27-26 Madisonville, just under 3.5 minutes here in the first half. Casey down low, puts it up and in.
And that play made by a great lob by Tayshawn Bibb, right over the outstretched arms of the Warren Central defender, right to Casey. Did a great job of not pushing off either. Caught it in the high point, put it in.
As it's nearly taken away, it's loose on the floor. It is going to be taken away by Madisonville. As Cunningham up the floor, into the lane, stripped, taken back by Warren Central. As up the floor, it's Barber. Kicks it to Boyd, who puts it up, no good. Rebound comes down to Madisonville. Up the floor, it's Gilbert to the basket, puts it up and in.
There's the fast break, a little back and forth. Kenny Smith down here needing a break, immediately telling his coach he's winded. You might be after that last little series.
And then a steal by White. Here we go as he dunks it home. And there's the run by Madisonville. 2:39 here in the second quarter. We'll keep it right here as we'll kick it to Carl Nathy.
Well, I tell you what, if you recall last night in the ball game, the player for Madisonville who's having a star night, Kenny White, that spectacular basket he made, but he had tweaked an ankle, and he played in the second half with a sore ankle. Well, obviously no ill effects tonight. He's going full tilt, and that was just some kind of a shot. I tell you what, they showed it on the replay, like you said, the roar was loud again.
He shot it from his hurt ankle, Carl. I'm glad you brought that up because I had forgotten that Kenny did tweak in the last maybe the last quarter of that game last night. he kind of was limping around a little bit, and even told Carl, as he was our player of the game, he didn't know how he'd feel today, but obviously feeling well.
As a great drive and run by Madisonville. As let's take a station identification. Let's pause 10 seconds. This is the Kentucky Utilities Sweet 16 Network. Back here downtown Lexington, Kentucky. Rupp Arena, the location. As this is the Kentucky Utilities Sweet 16 Network. Alongside UK great Cameron Mills, I'm Eric Shumbler. It's now a 7-point lead for Madisonville off that impressive run by the Maroons.
Well, both these teams started red hot in the first quarter, and then they've cooled down relatively in the second. This has been a lot of good games in Sweet 16. This is an exciting one so far. Again, you just see the talent, the athleticism. You get the dunks, the crazy play by Kenny Smith. It still has people wowed here at Rupp Arena.
And now Warren Central back with the basketball down 7.
I even said that was luck. I'll tell you what, I'll give him some luck, but it's also there's an awareness you have around the basket as a player when you spend enough time in these gyms. You just kind of know where that basket is.
As out top, Kobe Brents. He goes on the right side to Mulika. He's going to stop, straight away 3. It's good. Big answer.
Yeah, they needed that to break that 7-0 run.
As that cuts the Madisonville lead to 4, 33-29. As with it, it's Keyshawn Stone for Madisonville. Just across half court, now angles himself into the lane and throws it away as it's picked off by Brents. 1-on-2. Brents poked away from behind, but gets it left side to Mulika. Reverse layup is good.
Brent again leading this team. He kind of makes things go.
And then a quick run here by the Dragons. Back to a 2-point game, 33-31. Is Madisonville with it? Tipped away momentarily. Madisonville recovers as Keyshawn Stone kicks it left side. J.D. Gilbert, open 3, no good. Rebound comes down to Warren Central. A chance for the Dragons to tie or take the lead. As with it up the floor, it's DeAndre Boyd. He stops, takes it in the lane, floater, it's no good. Rebound is still loose. It's going to come to Madisonville. 2-on-3 break, left side, Gilbert. He stops and looks to bring it to Casey. Casey on the block, puts it up and in.
Nice little awareness by Casey. And Casey's, I don't think he's being double teamed. I just think they're packing it in close around him. But he was able to split those little 2 defenders, and again wisely used that backboard to put it in.
35-31 Madisonville. A minute 16 in the first half is a jumper by Warren Central, no good, and then a reach-in foul by the Dragons as Kayshawn Casey getting the rebound.
And we'll see. We're in the bonus. No, still plenty of fouls to go before we're there.
As it is a timeout on the floor. We'll take one with them. With a minute 12 left in the first half. 35-31 Madisonville. This is the Kentucky Utilities Sweet 16 Network.
Fresh, tasty, savory. Double Dogs is a great place to eat. Whether you like sports or you just like great food, from pizza to salads to burgers to our legendary fried pickles. Double Dogs. In a single word, delicious.
Oh, sweet and smoky.
Sesame and ginger.
These are the flavors we wanted. But how does Subway know? Are you wearing a wire? I love your wraps!
An unrivaled customer experience continues to be a cornerstone at Leachman Buick GMC. The durability, reliability, and performance you've come to expect is now backed by a 1-year, 10,000-mile maintenance plan, included at no charge with the purchase of any new or pre-owned vehicle. Leachman is Kentucky's #1 GMC dealer, and we invite you to discover why generations of customers choose Leachman Buick GMC.
This first half strong, we're fine. He's got him back under control. Back to Eric.
Thank you, Carl Nathy, as it's 35-31.
I'm not sure they need us anymore. Carl just basically went through the whole game right there.
That's exactly right. Carl doing a great job roaming the sidelines.
He's taking some notes.
Yes, he is. Is with it up the floor, it's Kenny White up the right side. Now kicks it out to Gilbert. As Gilbert Just under a minute left here in the first half. Madisonville up by 4, 35-31 as in the corner they feed it. That's to Parker. Now out top to Gilbert as he drives towards the block. Trying to get it off to Casey. It's loose on the floor, and it's going to be taken away by the Dragons. Pushing it up, it goes left side to Malika. And then taken right back by Madisonville. As with the steal, it's J.D. Gilbert as he brings it into the front court.
Now Madisonville probably just needs to pull it out and get this last shot.
As Cunningham goes out top to Parker. Now to Cunningham, down low to Casey. He's double teamed. Gives it off into the paint to White. He turns, a little finger rolls, good.
White's just playing smooth tonight. There's no indication that he was injured yesterday, and he is playing. He didn't have a bad game yesterday, but he's having a superb one tonight.
15 seconds left as Warren Central with it out top. Mulika, he takes it into the lane. His shot blocked by Casey. Out of bounds off Madisonville with 7.8 left. It will be Warren Central underneath, trailing 37-31 as Boyd checks in.
Neither of these teams on the last two possessions seem to understand that there's about 10 seconds left to go in this half. They're just looking to score.
As on the block, they try to get it to Boyd. He's triple teamed, tries to hand it off underneath to Bibb. Bibb out left side to Barber. A three at the buzzer, no good. And that does it for the first half. An entertaining first half, to say the least, and a first half full of runs. 37-31, Madisonville-North Hopkins. Let's go to Carl.
All right, with Madisonville Maroons head coach Matt Bashir. And Matt, a good finish to the second quarter for you. What do you got to keep it going in the second half?
Kenny White keeps doing what he's doing. We're in good shape. I mean, he's on a mission tonight.
He tweaked the ankle last night, but no ill effects tonight, it would appear.
He's ready to go. I don't know if there's any effects or not. Guys are playing hard. We're making some shots. Warren Central's shooting the ball really well. We got to continue to make that difficult on them in the second half.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, head coach Matt Bashir for the Madisonville Maroons. And Madisonville has the lead 37-31 over Warren Central. We'll continue in just a moment. This is the Kentucky Utilities Sweet 16 Network. Welcome back in live to Rupp Arena on the Kentucky Utilities Sweet 16 Network. Carl Nathy at halftime of the last of the games to determine who will complete the Final Four bracket. And at halftime, it is Madisonville 37, Warren Central 31. We are pleased to be joined by the veteran Lexington Herald leader and Kentucky.com sports columnist, Mark Story. And Mark, before I go any further, I want to congratulate you on once again doing a great job. It's announced at the evening of the Bluegrass Sports Awards, and the paper has it, but the Kentucky Sports Figure of the Year is something you work very hard on. You get down to 10 finalists. You write about each one of them. That's quite a labor of love for you, isn't it?
It is, and it's a big, big job. It it pretty much dominates my November, my December, and a good bit of my January. And this year it was fun because it was close. Josh Allen, the University of Kentucky football star, had a fairly close race with his teammate Benny Snell. Justified, the Triple Crown winner, finished third, and Mark Stoops was fourth. And all four of them were relatively close together. So it's always more fun to count the votes when it's close.
Another great story that just read yesterday in the printed edition of the paper was online Wednesday at Kentucky.com. But Danny Weddle from WFTM Radio in Maysville, who is retiring after 40 years as one of the state's fine high school play-by-play announcers. And by the way, WFTM Radio, you probably already knew this, but up in Maysville, they got those call letters because it said World's Finest Tobacco Market, WFTM. So anyway, Danny Weddle, great guy, and nice job you did on that column. You enjoyed doing that kind of a piece.
Yeah, I try to keep in mind that while I'm a sports writer, I'm basically writing about people who happen to be involved in sports. And, Danny, actually Tom Leach is who sort of put the bug in my ear to do that. He contacted me after Danny announced his retirement, and I thought that would be a cool thing to do at the state tournament. A guy who's called 40 in a row, and we also found out in doing that story that one time covering an Augusta Maysville St. Patrick game, the Augusta center came off the floor, looked Danny dead in the eye, and sang the station call letters. And you might recognize that player's name, George Clooney.
Yeah, George Clooney, who went on to bigger and better things. He didn't make it in basketball, but he sure made it in Hollywood.
I actually have written about George Clooney's basketball career. They were 1-26 his senior year. He was the starting center at like 5'9". The only team they beat was Covington Latin.
Wow. Okay. Mark, in terms of different subject matter, you've done it all as far as sports journalism is concerned, but what is the difference between being the day-to-day beat reporter and being a sports columnist? Describe that for us.
Well, probably two big things. As a columnist, you are allowed to give your opinion. It's not strictly just the facts. The other thing is, as a columnist, you have a greater leeway to write about different topics, and that's what I enjoy. Is while I certainly enjoy writing about University of Kentucky sports, and in the market I'm in, that's what people want to read about. I like to write about other things too, and the job I have gives me a chance to do that.
One thing that some people don't know, if I'm not mistaken, if they read you, they know it, but you're a big NASCAR fan, aren't you?
Like a lot of America, I got really into NASCAR in the 1990s, and like a lot of America, I'm probably not as into it now as I once was, but I try to follow it enough that I can write about it when it comes to Kentucky Speedway.
All right. Very good. We're going to continue. We're going to get some of your thoughts on the Kentucky Sweet 16, this tournament this year, and all the history of it, and we'll do that as we continue with Mark Story. This is the Kentucky Utility Sweet 16 Network.
From where you are now to earning your degree, whether you're looking for part-time work or the gateway to a full-time career, you'll get there with UPS. Through the UPS Kentucky Loop program, package handlers will get up to 100% of their tuition paid and housing provided. Great job and great opportunity delivered in one package by UPS. Apply today at upsjobs.com or text LOOP to 33588.
Neighbor helping neighbor. At Whitaker Bank, we believe in giving back to our communities. Through our many sponsorships, we help provide our fellow Kentuckians with family-friendly fun and events, and scholarships to help students reach their dreams. We know you need banking to be fast and easy. We help with personalized services like mobile deposit. Get the app today and app, snap, deposit. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky.
White is having the kind of game that gives a player a huge leg up in the next season's Mr. Basketball race. You know, he's 8-9, 19.7 rebounds at halftime, and everybody that's here tonight is going to remember that shot he hit falling down in the lane where he threw it high up off the board. I mean, that's the kind of play that, that when the state tournament's over, that's the play you're probably going to remember.
Speaking of this state boys tournament, your impressions thus far, we have Campbell County and Trinity. That'll be one of the semifinals, and then Scott County awaits the winner of this one. What are your impressions overall of the tournament?
Well, I am killing myself that I wasn't here yesterday afternoon to see that Covington Catholic rally against Scott County, which must have been just something for the ages to be as far behind as they were and make it up so fast in such a short amount of time. You know, I came into the tournament thinking we'd probably see a Trinity-Scott County final. I think that's probably still the most likely outcome. But I've been impressed with, Campbell County. I think, that's become a really good program. And, each year they seem to advance a little farther. They probably have a state championship in their future at some point, maybe not this year. And, if both teams, I think, in this game have played well, and I think they will give Scott County a run tomorrow night.
We have just under a minute remaining in our interview with Mark Story, and I'd be remiss if I didn't ask, what do you think is going to happen with tomorrow, Kentucky and Florida? I know you'll be covering that and writing about it. That game, and then what about the outlook for the rest of the way for the Kentucky Wildcats?
I like the Cats' chances tomorrow on Senior Day in Rupp Arena. I think Kentucky's only lost 3 Senior Day games in Rupp Arena history. Going forward, to me, there are 2 keys for Kentucky. They need Reed Travis to come back healthy. I think we found out in the last couple of weeks that how important he is. And the other key to me for Kentucky is the point guard play. When Ashton Hagans plays well, I think Kentucky is really good. But when he doesn't play well, they have some vulnerabilities.
All right, Mark Story, sports columnist, Kentucky.com, and Lexington Herald leader. And we thank you for joining us, Mark. 37-31 Madisonville over Warren Central. We'll continue on the Kentucky Utilities Sweet 16 Network.
They say that being a Kentuckian makes you unique. At Whitaker Bank, we agree. We've always been unique. Whitaker Bank understands our communities and its people because we're from here. Kentucky owned, Kentucky based, always has been, always will be. Yeah, you could say we are a unique bank, and we're proud of it. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
We were true to the game before there was a game, loyal to the ball before there were buckets. When Spalding created our first basketball in 1894, we didn't follow the competition. We set the standard, and we never stopped innovating, improving, adapting to meet the changing needs of the player and the game. We didn't make the rules. We made the ball.
I grew up.
Carl Nathy alongside Warren Central head coach William Unseld. And Coach, what do you got to do in the second half? You're 6 points down.
I'm tickled to be 6 points down the way they shot the ball. You know, we got to get some stops, and then we got to finish around the rim. They're 15 to 23 from the field. And you know, to be just 6 points down, I told the guys, we're in a good spot. We just got to get a couple stops and then score when we got a chance.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Coach Unseld of Warren Central, the Dragons, with a record of 21-11 coming into this ball game. And Madisonville Maroons now 30-5 as they both try to earn the final spot in the Final Four here in the KHSAA Boys Sweet 16, the Whitaker Bank KHSAA Boys Sweet 16. Time now for the Lexington Herald Leader and Kentucky.com Sports Report. Brought to you by the Lexington Herald Leader and Kentucky.com, keeping you connected. Madisonville led by Kenny White, 8 of 9 from the field, 19 points. He also has 7 rebounds, and the rest of the scoring pretty spread out. The top scorer for Warren Central, Kobe Brents, with 8 points. They're not shooting bad from the field. Warren Central 43.3% on 13 of 30. But as the coach said, Madisonville 15 of 23, 65.2%. Rebounds 15-10 advantage for Madisonville over Warren Central. It adds up to 37-31 Madisonville over the Warren Central Dragons. That's our Lexington Herald Leader and Kentucky.com Sports Report. And now we go back for second half action. Our fine play-by-play man, Eric Chumbler, and the two-time Kentucky Wildcat national champion. He's going to pay me royalties for saying that. Cameron Mills.
No, he's not.
As that is Carl Nathy joining us. Thank you, Carl.
I owe Carl a ton.
The legend is
but not my championships.
There you go. As that's Cameron Mills, I'm Eric Chumbler. The halftime score, 37-31 Madisonville. Madisonville starts with the basketball here in the second half. As Kayshawn Casey, nice pass underneath, shot put up, no good by Kenny White, puts it back up, no good. But he's fouled, and Kenny White having a monster start to this ball game, 19 of their 37 points.
Good gosh. I mean, that right there might have been the easiest shot he's had all game, and he missed it. Another great pass by Kayshawn Casey. Look, you got this center down here throwing lob passes from the elbow. I don't know exactly what the heights. Do you have the heights there on these two guys?
Kayshawn Casey 6'9", and Kenny White 6'7" is White.
So the
makes one of two.
6'9" guys throwing lobs to the 6'7" guy, and I mean throwing lobs on a dime to him.
As Madisonville a 38-31 lead. Warren Central with the basketball as we continue here early in the third quarter. As straight away it's Tayshawn Bibb as he goes on the left sideline to Brents. Down low they feed it. Now back out to Brents as he's guarded closely on the wing by Stone. Brents circles back out top to DeAndre Boyd. Now at the free throw line, they get it to Bibb. He goes towards a low block, puts it up, no good. Rebound comes back to Central, though. Another chance for the Dragons as Boyd straight away feeds it on the block now to Horn. His right-hand hook is good.
Inside baskets. Talked about the height of Madisonville. But still, Warren Central's got to get those inside baskets or they got to catch fire from three.
38-33, Madisonville up by 5. 7 minutes here in the third quarter as Keyshawn Stone across half court goes on the wing to Cunningham. As Cunningham, a high screen from Kayshawn Casey. Casey gets it at the free throw line. His jumper short. Rebound comes back to Madisonville as Gilbert puts it up, no good. Rebound comes down to Warren Central as the Dragons going to push it up the floor. Boyd up to Horn. Horn has it knocked away, loose underneath, taken away by Madisonville. As Kenny White gets the steal, hands it off to Gilbert. Now up the floor to Stone. Stone going to set up in the half court. Now Gilbert out top, trying to lob it down low, but taken away by Warren Central. With the steal, it's Boyd on the left-hand side of the floor. Slows down, now takes it baseline, puts it up, partially blocked, but he's fouled. And so that's going to send DeAndre Boyd to the line for Warren Central to shoot two.
Is White's second foul or first? Second foul. So he's not really in foul trouble. I don't see anybody really in foul trouble for either team. Only 16 fouls total for Warren Central and 5 for Madisonville-North Hopkins.
There you go. And the first one no good from DeAndre Boyd. He will have one more. So far, a pretty clean game overall here tonight as Boyd's second free throw is good. Cuts the lead to 4, 38-34. As Madisonville with it in the backcourt. Man-to-man pressure here from Warren Central. As up the floor, they kick it left side to Cunningham. As he circles now straight away to White. Now right side, they feed it to Stone. His jumper up on the baseline, no good, but a blocking foul on Warren Central. One of those 50-50 calls. It goes against Warren Central.
I looked up to the big, beautiful scoreboard we have now at Rupp Arena with that screen to see if I could see a replay. Because I had 5 people my way, but it certainly looked like that could have gone either way.
As the free throw's good for Madisonville, shooting that Keyshawn Stone. He'll have one more. As the second one, no good. Rebound comes down to Warren Central. Madisonville a 5-point lead, 39-34 as Jamel Barber takes it in the lane, floats one up, no good. Rebound comes down to Casey from Madisonville as he outlets it to Gilbert. Up the floor, now Gilbert into the lane, feeds it down low to White, and they're going to get a foul on the floor on Warren Central.
I love Keyshawn Casey. I know I can't stop talking about him, and I apologize for those that are sick of it, but I just love his game. He's so fundamental. Did you notice his play? Got the rebound. What did he do as a big man?
Great outlet.
Kept it up.
And
then threw a great outlet.
As it's going to be Madisonville to inbound as they get it out top. Straight away to Kenny White as White feeds it into the corner to Stone. Now to Cunningham. Free throw line jumper off left side, no good. Warren Central the board as bringing it up DeAndre Boyd. Boyd taking it straight to the basket. His finger roll blocked by White, recovered by Casey. Trying to outlet it to Cunningham, but it goes over his head out of bounds.
I just get done talking about Casey's great outlet passes, and he lets me down with a turnover on an outlet pass.
As that will go back to Warren Central, 39-34 Madisonville, 5:40 in the third. Alongside Cameron Mills, I'm Eric Chumbler. Thanks for joining us here on the Kentucky Utility Sweet 16 Network. As Warren Central with it on top, it's Brent. Now hands it off left side, Bibb. He circles in the lane, hits blocked by Casey, but a foul.
No. There was a foul called, Eric. There wasn't a foul.
So you're throwing the challenge flag on that one, huh?
That's right. Do we have one over here?
I've lost mine.
Do we have one? Well, and here's what's funny. You got the North Hopkins coach saying he was straight up and down. No, he wasn't straight up and down. But when he came down from our angle, it looked like nothing but ball.
As Bibb makes the first free throw, he'll have one more. Checking in for Warren Central, Antonio Barbie, the 6'6 junior for the Dragons.
Not to mention the official that called that foul was directly behind, or I guess would have been in front of Keyshawn Casey and behind, so all he saw was him come down.
As the second free throw is no good. Madisonville the board, 39-35 lead for the Maroons of Madisonville. As Kenny White takes it into the lane, to the basket. His finger roll off the glass is good. He's impressive.
Start coming up with an over-under here for Kenny White on total points in this game.
As DeAndre Boyd feeds it now into the low post to Bibb. He brings it back to the perimeter, now towards Boyd. As Boyd, crossover dribble, takes it towards the offside block, puts it up and in. And a timeout here by Warren Central. It is a 30-second timeout, and a nice job overall by Warren Central to get to the block and score that one. And after the game, we'll recap the statistics on the Lexington Herald-Leader and Kentucky.com Sports Report. The Lexington Herald-Leader and Kentucky.com, keeping you connected.
Kenny White with 22 points, but here's where it gets even more impressive. 9 of 11 from the field, 3 of 4 from the foul line, 1 of 1 from the three-point line, and 9 rebounds. So he'll have a double-double here rather quickly.
And Madisonville up by 4, 41-37. I think Coach Unseld said it well at half. To be down by 4 when White's doing that, Madisonville shooting as well as they are, that's an accomplishment.
Well, I think you're exactly right. I mean, White is dominating this game. It just seems like Madisonville is dominating this game. But, I mean, very close game, as you say, a 4-point game. I think I don't think we've seen the best of Warren Central yet. I think we're going to see a run here. And to only be down 4, I think they're in good shape.
Madisonville with it. J.D. Gilbert, as he nearly loses it, he gets it back, and it's going to be a timeout here by Madisonville as we await the signal of the timeout. It is a 30-second timeout with 4:48 here in the third quarter. Madisonville up by 4, 41-37.
A timeout called from the bench during live ball play? Huh.
As Madisonville doing a nice job holding on to this lead, Cameron Mills, but Warren Central hanging in there.
Basketball's a game of runs, right? Yep. So, I mean, and both coaches and both teams know that. So you've got over in the Madison-North Hopkins huddle, I mean, that everything they're talking about is, look, we've got to go on our offensive run. We've got to get stops from them. Same thing over here on Warren Central. But the team that executes, the team that hustles, I mean, coming down to crunch time here with, a little bit less than half of this game left to play, it's going to be which teams execute their plays and back to the fundamentals, the blockouts, second chance points, the turnovers, those kind of things. Those will be what matters.
As Keyshawn Stone gets it, now left side to J.D. Gilbert. Down low, they feed it to Casey. Casey, double team, strong move, puts it up and in.
catches the ball in the low post, fakes the pass out to the person who threw him the pass, turnaround jump hook over his left shoulder.
Warren Central with it, down by 6, is in the paint. It's DeAndre Boyd, off the glass, no good. Central gets it back. It's going to be a foul over the back on Warren Central.
Do you remember, you're 33. You may not be old enough to remember Dimitri Hill that played at Florida in the 90s.
I do.
Called his little baby jump hook the meat hook.
That's right.
That's what Kayshawn Johnson has. He's got the meat hook.
As Madisonville a 6-point lead, 43-37 as the Maroons with the basketball. As Keyshawn Stone in the backcourt as he's working against Jamel Barber. As Stone goes to Casey. Casey, a nice move. There's the hook. It's good.
2 of 2 in the last 2 possessions for Kayshawn Casey.
45-37. Madisonville up by 8. 4 minutes left here in the third quarter. As with it, it's Bibb. Bibb on the left side, stops, 15-footer, no good. Rebound, loose, comes back to Bibb. His layup is good. As that cuts the lead down to 6 for Madisonville, 45-39.
Those are those second chance points that they're going to need. Only 4-1 right now, second chance points in favor of Warren Central in this game.
Casey, nice pass to Stone. His layup no good. Rebound comes to Cunningham. His jumper no good. Rebound comes to Warren Central. Up the floor, they push it. Right side, Brents. Now left side, it goes to Boyd. He hands it off to Bibb. His layup no good. Rebound comes down to Kayshawn Casey for Madisonville. Back the other way, they push it. It's Kenny White. He stops, now starts again to the basket. Finger rolls good.
Somebody from Warren Central is going to need to step up and just get in front of the body of White, as he is just in the open court, been unstoppable in this game.
Madison
might have 2 guys for Madison-North Hopkins with a double-double in this game, as Kayshawn Casey's getting awfully close to 1 himself with 8 points and 7 rebounds.
47-39 Madisonville. 3 minutes here in the third quarter as a reach-in foul is going to be on number 5, Keyshawn Stone for the Maroons. As a series of substitutions, it's going to be Floyd and Malika and Pillow checking in for Warren Central, as the Dragons of Warren Central down 8, 47-39, 3:04 here in the third quarter. Warren Central with the basketball is on the wing. It's Boyd. Off a screen, stops, free throw line jumper. It's no good. Rebound comes out to Madisonville. They're pushing it as Stone across the timeline, goes right side to Cunningham. Into the corner now, it's Kenny White. His 3 is good.
Why not?
He is feeling it. Kenny White of Madisonville, their biggest lead, 50-39. 2:42 here in the third quarter.
He's missed 2 shots in this game.
Incredible.
11 of 13.
Boyd right side now to Floyd. As now off a screen, it's Mulika. His jumper's good.
I like the way Warren Central responded. Again, all the momentum right now for Madisonville-North Hopkins. Got those 2 hooks, those 2 inside plays by Kayshawn, and then White with that 3-point shot. He just got away with a walk.
As White feeds it to Parker, now on the opposite side to Stone. Stone down low to Casey. Little turn off the glass, no good. Rebound is out of bounds off of Warren Central, staying with Madisonville. As we have a timeout on the floor, 2:08 left in the third, 50-41 Madisonville. This is the Kentucky Utilities Sweet 16 Network.
On a dairy farm and spent my entire life working, helping Grandpa, helping Dad, working my way basically into the position that I am right now.
Hopefully one day I will have a farm that my daughters can one day come back to and produce the same high quality product that I've been striving to produce my entire life on this farm.
My sons help, my dad helps, I work. It's never a day of work when you love what you do.
Dedicated farmers.
Happy cows.
Real milk.
That's been the Prairie Farms way for over 75 years.
Are you ready to get in the loop? With UPS's Kentucky Loop, you can receive a weekly paycheck, get a full ride to JCTC, and receive a housing stipend of up to $7,800. The Kentucky Loop is open to anyone who lives in one of the 112 eligible counties in Kentucky. So work part-time, go to college, and have your housing paid. Now you're in the loop. For more information, email us at askloop@ups.com.
Presenting the future of energy in Kentucky. In the future, there'll be way more electric car charging stations. Some power outages will get fixed before people even notice them. And new advanced meters will make it easier to see exactly how you're using energy. Was that okay, Mama?
It was great, sweetie, but it's not the future. We're working on those things today.
At KU, we're investing in energy innovation while keeping your rates among the lowest in the nation.
exactly right, Carl Nathy. That is a great report and a great point. Cameron Mills is Kenny White. A fantastic game so far tonight. As Madisonville to inbound it underneath their own basket. Down low to Casey. He turns, flicks one up, no good. Rebound comes down to Warren Central. 50-41 Madisonville. 2 minutes here in the third quarter. As with it, Mulika. Just in front of the UK logo. Goes on the left-hand side to Pillow. Now, straight away, Lawrence. He drives into the lane, puts one up, no good, but draws a foul. Kenny White, fantastic tonight.
I don't really know what else to say about him. I mean, he's missed 2 shots, 11 of 13 from the field, 27 points. Here's how I can be critical. He's 1 rebound away from a double-double.
There you go.
He's got to get that last rebound in. But Kayshawn Casey as well, 8 points, 7 rebounds. So that'd be quite impressive to have 2 guys on the same team, both getting double-doubles. As
Camden Lawrence makes the first free throw for Warren Central, cuts the lead to 8. One more for him. As Lawrence, free throw short. Rebound is tipped out of bounds off of Warren Central. It will go to Madisonville. An 8-point lead for Madisonville-North Hopkins, 50-42.
Now Warren Central's picking up full court here. Madisonville has been intentional about going inside the Kayshawn Casey down here in the low block. Let's see if they keep that up. You can always find Kenny White, though, and he'd make something happen.
As he gets it across half court, now floats one up in the lane, no good. Rebound is going to be an offensive foul against Madisonville, and I think that's on White.
I think that's going to be his 3rd, if I remember correctly. Still not in foul trouble. Again, an aggressive play, but maybe that's where, I mean, he's gotten away with it so often in this game, where he's gotten easily inside the lane and made those layups, especially the crazy one down here in the first half. But we'll just see. Kind of where maybe let's pull it out, maybe run some clock. And I'm not a fan of running clock. I always think you ought to be aggressive, but maybe that's the play where you at least let's set up and run our offense.
Tayshaun Bibb took the contact from White underneath the basket. He goes off the floor a little slow as he looks like he may be okay, as maybe just needing a quick breather on the bench for Warren Central. It's 50-42, Madisonville up by 8. Warren Central with the basketball as Tegra Mulika goes to Boyd, now straight away to Lawrence. Back to Boyd as we come up on 1:30 here in the third quarter. 8-point lead for Madisonville. Now into the corner it goes to Floyd. Floyd straight away to Mulika, using his dribble, working closely against Stone. Mulika takes it towards the left block, turns in the lane, kicks it now out to Boyd. An open 3, it's good.
I like the offense by Warren Central that time, in and out. Nice little one-on-one reverse pivot spin, and hits number 23, Boyd, for the open 3-pointer at the top of the key, and he drains it.
Madisonville back the other way, up by 5. 50 seconds left here in the third. Is in the corner with it, it's Stone. Now goes to Gilbert. Gilbert left side to Parker. As we come up on 45 seconds, Madisonville may wait for the last shot. We'll see. As Parker just in front of us in the half court. As Parker drives towards the lane, kicks it to Casey in the corner. Is now out top, they feed it to Gilbert. 30 seconds left here in the third quarter. Gilbert goes on the left wing to Parker. As Parker guarded closely by Lawrence. Down low they go to Casey. He's double teamed, turns, it's an offensive foul.
I feel like I've already been too critical of the officials tonight, and I didn't have a good viewpoint of that one, but that looked pretty clearly like a flop to me. Look, that's a hard call for the officials to make. It is, because you don't know. I mean, you got a big guy in Kayshawn Casey at 6'9". Whether he ducked his shoulder or not, he was going towards the basket. Official called a charge, but it kind of looked like the defender just kind of fell down.
We come up on 10 seconds left. Warren Central with it. DeAndre Boyd, crossover dribble, takes it into the lane, puts one up. It's deflected out of bounds off Madisonville. We'll stay with Warren Central, 3.6 seconds.
I will say this. I love the grittiness of Warren Central, because doesn't it just feel like they ought to be down by 15?
For sure.
Only a 5-point deficit now.
And a chance to make it a one possession game going to the fourth quarter. Warren Central with it underneath their own basket is it's going to be Mulika. Inbounds it out top. With it is Pillow. His 3 at the buzzer is good as he banked it off the glass.
Pillow definitely not soft on that 3.
That's a great point. And with that, it's a 2-point ball game as we go to the fourth quarter. This should be fun. 50-48 Madisonville. This is the Kentucky Utility Sweet 16 Network.
At Morehead State University, you will truly have the opportunity to major in you. Experience high-quality academic programs that are also affordable in a student-focused learning environment located on one of the safest campuses in the Commonwealth and the nation. MSU students excel in small classes taught by dedicated faculty and staff who are committed to success. To learn more about the authentic MSU experience,
at Eastern Kentucky University, we recognize greatness starts in the classroom, but it doesn't end there. You have to get hands-on, get real-world experience, and discover who you are meant to be. Be a rising star. Be a hero. Be a colonel. See what you can be. Visit go.eku.edu/colonel.
At UK Healthcare's Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine, we know that when it comes to sports injuries, you want to get back in the game as soon as possible. As the #1 orthopedics program in Kentucky, according to U.S. News Best Hospitals, UK Healthcare's Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine program offers world-class care from the time the injury occurs through the rehabilitation process. UK Orthopedics, official healthcare provider for the KHSAA.
Start of the fourth quarter, Warren Central will start with it on the Kentucky Utility Sweet 16 Network. Alongside Cameron Mills, I'm Eric Chumbler. A 2-point lead for Madisonville. As Warren Central with it, Pillow on the left baseline drive, now takes it toward the opposite side, gives it off to Malika. He takes it in the lane, floats one up, it's short, gets it back, puts it up and in, and we're tied.
Second chance points. When we talk about those fundamentals, rebounds, second chance points, turnovers. Tied game. Warren Central has stayed in this game in spite of everything that Kenny White and KHSAA Casey has done.
J.D. Gilbert to bring it up for Madisonville. A chant of defense from the Warren Central fans as Gilbert stops, floats it into Casey in the lane, puts one up, it's good, and a nice response by Casey.
Again, it's not an easy bucket. A lot of big blue shirts in there, but KHSAA Casey he's got that height.
Boyd goes left side to Pillow. He pump fakes, takes one, and gives it now back out top to Kobe Brents. 52-50, Madisonville up by 2, 6:50 left in this ball game. Off a high screen, Mulika, his jumper no good. Rebound Warren Central, put back up and in by Chris Horn. We're tied at 52. As bringing the basketball up is going to be Keyshawn Stone for Madisonville. As there's going to be a timeout on the floor from the Maroons. It is a full timeout, as we will take it to commercial break. We're tied at 52. This is the Kentucky Utility Sweet 16 Network.
For the inspired, there is a spirit that kindles a desire to climb higher, to soar, to roll, to reach new heights. The wish to be a part of something more, to do more and to be more. Hilltoppers know that life at the top is worth the climb. Climb with us at Western Kentucky University.
A few minutes ago, it was Warren Central, their team kind of hanging their heads. All of a sudden, they got on a run. It's 52-all. We're going to have a fight to the finish here. Madisonville and Warren Central. Let's go back to Eric and Cameron.
Thank you, Carl Nathy. What a great way to end the quarterfinal round here, Cameron Mills.
This has been everything you and I were hoping it would be as we were talking before the game. And again, Warren Central, they've not played a great game, but yet they are tied with a team that has just had 2 stars tonight and gone up against Kenny White, who now looks like may have some blood on his shirt, as we've got a stoppage of play or
that's big.
Going to have to come out of the game. Maybe he may be bleeding himself.
And so that's going to bring in Jordan Vaughn, the 6'3 junior for Madisonville, as Kenny White Going to take a quick seat.
He looks like he's got it on his uniform. Now I know you're going to need proof.
That's right. As Madisonville to bring it up the floor with it, it's Marquise Parker as he kicks it to Cunningham. A chant of defense from the Warren Central fans. Tied at 52. 6.5 minutes left in this one as a crossover dribble by Gilbert. Hands it off to Casey for the layup.
Well, what a big possession for Madisonville as their star is out of the game with what's he got, 27 points, and they still score.
Straightaway three from Malika, no good for Warren Central. Rebound comes down for Madisonville. As bringing it up the floor, it's going to be J.D. Gilbert on the left-hand side as Gilbert goes into the corner. That is to Parker, as Parker now out top to Cunningham. 54-52 Madisonville, 6 minutes left in this one. As a crossover dribble by Gilbert. Gilbert now out top to Parker as Madisonville resets in the half court. Right side Gilbert. As Gilbert takes it, gives it to Casey at the foul line extended. He stops, turns, a little right-hand hook, short. Rebound comes down to Warren Central. As with the basketball, it's Mulika. As he takes it, goes now left side to Boyd. His 15-footer's no good. Gets his own rebound, though, in the lane. Puts one back up. It's good, and he's fouled.
No box out from Madisonville that time. None at all. Did not box out the shooter. He followed his shot. Missed the first one, got the second one, and he'll go to the line for 3 points.
And after everything that went wrong for Warren Central for a period of time, after a big Madisonville run with 5:36 left in the fourth, they can take a lead.
Look, attitude is such a big thing. That belief is such a big thing. And I know they sound like cliches, but, you know, you go in a big game like this, you know, a make or break, a season make or breaker, you get down 10, you can easily mentally start to have that temptation to quit, to give up, to think it's done. And we've seen so many teams in this tournament that just refuse to do that. They fight back until the last buzzer.
And Boyd gives Warren Central the lead, 55-54, 5:30 left in this ball game. It's Region 4 versus Region 2. And a chance to go to the semifinals tomorrow night here in Rupp Arena as Kenny White, just in front of half court, gets a high screen from KHSAA Casey. As White dribbling out top. Now goes on the left side to Gilbert. Into the corner they feed it. As White gets it back, pump fakes. Takes it in between three defenders, puts it up off the glass, no good. Casey the board, puts it up, no good. Rebound comes down to Warren Central. The Dragons up by 1. 5 minutes left. As straightaway Bibb, he goes left side to Bentz. His three, no good. Rebound is loose, controlled by Madisonville. Back the other way they push it. Parker stops in the lane, now goes left side. Gilbert a three, it's no good. Rebound comes out to Madisonville, another chance for the Maroons. As with it, it's Parker. Free throw line jumper in the lead, it's no good. Rebound, Casey puts it up and in.
I don't know that Kenny White's going to be our player of the game because KHSAA Casey on that play alone had the brains to tip it out, got the other rebound and put it in.
Another way put up and in by the Dragons. It's Kobe Brentz, and that gives the Dragons a 1-point lead, 57-56. What a game we have here. 4:20 left in this one. A fight for the semifinals tomorrow night. Is Madisonville with it, down by 1. Out top it is Kenny White. As White on the right-hand side of the floor gets a screen, takes it towards the block, kicks it out to Cunningham, who goes now to Parker. As Parker guarded closely by Tayshawn Bibb. As we come up on 4 minutes left in this ball game. On the right-hand side, it's Parker. Picks up his dribble, looks for help, goes down to Casey on the block. He turns, puts it up and in.
KHSAA Casey may be sucking wind. He is tired, but he is still playing through it.
And Madisonville retakes the lead, 58-57. As with it, it is Jamel Barber nearly taken away. Gets it to Tayshawn Bibb. As Bibb just beyond the three-point line, now goes to Boyd as we have 3.5 minutes left. A 1-point lead for Madisonville. Off the screen, it's Kobe Brentz. Now on the right-hand side, it goes to Barber. Off a screen, he stops, nice pass down low to Horn, it's blocked, gets it back, puts it in.
Way to stay with it by Horn that time. There's no star for Warren Central. There's Horn with now 6 points, Bibb 7, Boyd with 13, Brentz with 10, Malika with 9. I mean, there's no guy in the Warren Central team that you can say, well, we got to stop. They're all playing well.
As left side with it, a baseline drive. Parker hands it off underneath. It's knocked loose. It's on the floor. It's going to be Warren Central with the basketball. As they knock it up the floor, it's Brentz and taken back by Cunningham of Madisonville.
Big hustle play by Cunningham.
Left side taken back by the Dragons. As with it, it's Boyd. His layup up. It's no good.
Another big hustle play by Cunningham, who again didn't go. Both of those plays, Cunningham came back, hustled down the court, got the steal. That time followed the ball, got the rebound, That could have swung the game right there in favor of Warren Central in a big way, both of those plays.
Let's go to Carl Nathy.
All right, I'm alongside Jason Frakes, the veteran high school sports writer, and he does a lot more. He covers horse racing. We'll get into that in just a second. But Jason Frakes, Louisville Courier-Journal, what a ball game we got going right here.
Yeah, I think this is the loudest this gym has been all week. Two really good crowds here from Madisonville and Warren Central, and they're going back and forth here. This is a lot of fun.
You covered the state tournament for a lot of years. You have, I should say you, but your area has one of the favorites, and that is the Trinity Shamrocks. They looked impressive these first two games.
Yeah, they've played really well the first two games. They've sort of had, some overwhelmed opponents, but their defense has just been outstanding all year, really, and I think people around the state are kind of getting a glimpse of that these first two games. Now, tomorrow night's that'll be a huge test for them against Campbell County.
All right. And, of course, Scott County is the other kind of co-favorite, if you will, in this field. It could end up with the Shamrocks and Scott County on Sunday, but you got to play them one at a time.
Yeah, you do. Scott County was impressive in the second half tonight against Butler. Billy Hicks said he was embarrassed by their play in the first half, but they picked it up a bit and beat a pretty good Butler team earlier tonight.
I know you're about to transition. You got a lot of high school work first with the boys and the girls, but then you get to enjoy one of your favorite loves, horse racing. This young man here, Jason Frakes, is an Eclipse Award-winning sports writer, and the Eclipse Award goes to people that write about thoroughbred racing, and congratulations again on that. You got that within the last year or so, and you're looking forward to the Triple Crown season.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. It's always nice to kind of, once basketball is over, to move on to something else like that. It's a lot of fun.
All right, Jason Frakes, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
All right, back to you guys, Eric.
Thank you, Carl Nathy. As with 2:48 left in this one, Warren Central a 1-point lead, 59-58. Madisonville with the basketball, 2:40 left as White on the left-hand side of the floor goes straight away to Gilbert. Gilbert kicks it into the corner. That's Stone. Back to White, a left side three. It's no good. Rebound comes down to Warren Central, and it's going to be a foul on Madisonville's J.D. Gilbert.
All right, now let's see. Warren Central hung tough this whole game. They seem to have been dominated for three quarters, have made their run in the fourth, 2:31 left to go. They're up one. They've got two foul shots coming up. So how does North Hopkins respond? Are they going to get tight? Are they going to start to kind of lose their composure a little bit and start taking bad shots? Not that they did on the last one. You want your hottest player taking that shot. But how are they going to respond? Let's see.
As it is going to be Bibb at the foul line for Warren Central with a 1-point lead with 2:31 left. As the 6'2 senior's free throw is good. That gives Warren Central a 2-point lead. He'll have one more. Alongside Cameron Mills, I'm Eric Chumbler. Carl Nathy doing a great job on the sideline for us tonight. As Tayshawn Bibb, one more free throw. It's no good. Rebound comes down to Kayshawn Casey as he kicks it up the floor to Gilbert for Madisonville. They can tie or take the lead as Kenny White with it just in front of half court. 2:20 left in this ball game as White now goes cross court to Casey as Gilbert goes now to Stone. Back out top to Gilbert. Has thought about a three, goes to Cunningham. Back to Gilbert. He drives into the lane, puts one up, no good. Rebound comes down to Warren Central as they have a 2-point lead with 2 minutes left. It is going to be for Warren Central bringing it up, DeAndre Boyd. As Boyd off a high screen, straight away, goes left side to Barber, a big three, it's no good. Rebound comes down to Warren Central. Baseline drive, it's Brents, puts it up, no good. Rebound comes down to Cunningham for Madisonville. As Gilbert up the right sideline with it. Gilbert penetrates the lane, puts one up, off the glass, no good. It's going to be a blocking foul, though, on Warren Central. As that is a big call. That will send Madisonville to the line to shoot two to potentially tie it. As J.D. Gilbert, the 6'1 senior for Madisonville, trying to do the honors. The winner advancing to the semifinals tomorrow night to try to take on Scott County at 9 o'clock Eastern Time.
1984, the only time Madisonville-North Hopkins reached the semifinals. They have never reached the finals. And you think about some of the players that have gone through that school, and John Hood, Kentucky player, Travis Ford, Kentucky player.
As the first one is good by Gilbert, cuts the deficit to 1 for Madisonville. The last time Warren Central made it, last year, as they went up against Scott County in the semifinals.
Well, Warren Central are returning state champs from a few years ago.
As Madisonville's free throw is good. And that ties it up at 60. A entree pillow coming in for Warren Central.
Have we had an overtime game in the Sweet 16 yet?
We have, we're told.
I didn't call it, so.
There you go. As we have 1:34 left in this one. We're tied at 60. Warren Central with the basketball. It's going to be Jamel Barber to bring it up for the Dragons. As Barber just in front of the right sideline, now takes it towards the opposite side, gives it to a entree pillow. As we come up on a minute 20. Down low, they feed it into the post. As nice move by Boyd. Puts it up and in.
That wasn't a nice move. That was an amazing move. Got Kenny White up off his feet. Nice little in and out move right to the lane.
It is a full timeout with a minute 13 left. Warren Central up 62-60. Cameron Mills. This one has been a dandy. And like you said, credit to Warren Central for making the second half comeback. Now we see what Madisonville can do.
They don't seem to have a star, do they? I mean, you look again, I know I made the point of the points scored by Warren Central, but they're a gritty basketball team. Madisonville-North Hopkins, they got two big stars. Now they got other players that are making a difference, but they've got KHSAA and they've got Kenny White, who have dominated this game from individual statistics. Casey with 16 points, 11 rebounds. White with 27 points, 10 rebounds. So we've got our dual double-doubles, but it doesn't matter if you lose the game. And Madisonville's, they're not letting this one slip away, but they let Warren Central slip into the lead.
As it is a 62-60 Warren Central lead. A minute 13 left in this ball game. Madisonville will have the basketball as they have led for a majority of this ball game. But credit to Warren Central as they have been able to take the lead over the last several minutes. Let's send it to Carl Nathy.
All right, Warren Central huddle coach William Unseld, emphasizing box out and rebound the basketball. He said rebound the basketball about 3 times. Madisonville in their huddle with Coach Matt Bashir. The offensive strategy, this is a very critical possession. 1:13 to go. The Warren Central Dragons with a 62-60 lead over the Madisonville Maroons. Let's go back to Eric and Cameron.
Thank you, Carl Nathy. A minute 13 left in this one. Alongside Cameron Mills, I'm Eric Chumbler here on the Kentucky Utilities Sweet 16 Network. This one going down to the wire for the last bid in the Final Four, which will be tomorrow night here at Rupp Arena. Campbell County, Louisville Trinity, and Scott County have all claimed a bid. Will it be Madisonville or Warren Central? As Cunningham gets it for Madisonville, he gives it up to J.D. Gilbert, now to Kenny White. As he crosses half court for the Maroons as we come up on 1 minute left in this one. Down low, they get it to Kayshawn Casey. He angles himself towards the bottom block, but it's taken away by Warren Central. As the Dragons will have it, it was Brent on the steal, and now hands it off to Jamel Barber. The Dragons with it, 50 seconds left and a 2-point lead. As it goes now on the left side to Bibb. Bibb picks up his dribble, nearly traveled. As it goes on the right-hand side to Boyd. Back to Bibb as we come up on 40 seconds left. It's a timeout for Warren Central.
I don't think he did walk. I think the Rupp Arena faithful, I can see a lot of people in the stands who walk. I think I was looking directly at that pivot foot from my angle. It did not move. So I think that was a good no call by the official.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Kentucky Utilities Sweet 16 Network. As back here with Cameron Mills, I'm Eric Chumbler alongside Carl Nathy. A great moment in this ball game. Warren Central with it. 40 seconds left. What are you doing here if you're the Dragons?
Well, you've got to be, I'm looking at Boyd. Boyd has got 15 points, got 7 rebounds if I'm Warren Central. So I'm looking to get him going. Now, he's being guarded by Kenny White. So he's giving up again, maybe 4 inches or so. So we've seen some great low post moves from him, but I'm looking to get to their star.
As it's nearly taken away with it, Jamel Barber hands it off to Bibb. As Madisonville, aggressive defense looking for a foul pretty soon as they nearly throw it away. In fact, they do. It's going to go to Madisonville, down by 2.
Madisonville, you said it, aggressive. They were coming, I don't know if zone or man-to-man, but they were trapping the corners right here at the center court line, corner over there, corner here, and baseline as well. And just a little panic that time by Warren Central. A pass that didn't need to be made in a hurry and out of bounds. North Hopkins ball down 2.
30.5 seconds left in this one. Keyshawn Stone to bring it up for the Maroons, and he double dribbled. It's a turnover back to Warren Central.
Just back-to-back, both teams. What we talk about, well, we haven't used the word composure. Talked about those fundamentals, though, and both teams just kind of they're starting to feel the pressure of what this game means.
26.3 seconds left. Warren Central with it, up by 2. As inbounds nearly taken away, it's Ayantre Pillow going to be fouled immediately, as I believe that foul on Marquise Parker. And so
Pillow going to the line for some foul shots. Let's see how soft his shot is.
There you go. Did it get a response this time from
nope,
our producers?
Not really. No, nothing. They like to ignore my great lines to discourage me from using them again. I like to ignore their ignoring.
So we're all ignoring each other. Is Ayantre Pillow for Warren
Come
Central.
On. That's just too easy. May not be good, but it's easy.
As this is a 1-and-1 for Ayantre Pillow, 5'11 senior, with Warren Central up by 2, trying to give his team a little bit of a cushion with 24.6 seconds left. Pillow gets the basketball. Takes a couple of dribbles, spins the basketball. His free throw in the air. It's good, as that gives Central a 3-point lead.
I'll tell you what, in all seriousness about Pillow, I had a great vantage point from the front of him as I shot, because I've got prep spin with the nice monitor here, and you saw the pressure in his eyes as he got that ball. See if we see it again.
His second free throw is good. That gives Warren Central a 4-point lead.
2 big shots, and Pillow knew it too. Coming out, going to trade offense for defense, or defense for offense, I guess.
24.6 seconds left in the ball game. Warren Central a 4-point lead. Madisonville with the basketball, as it's going to be Kenny White to inbound it, and it's going to be a timeout on the floor. It is a full timeout, as we have 24.6 seconds left. Let's take a timeout. Madisonville up, or Warren Central up by 4 on the Kentucky Utilities Sweet 16 Network.
Are you ready to get in the loop?
Wheel dunk is good for Everton. Wow.
Get recruited at GoMidwayEagles.com.
Central 64, Madisonville.
On Warren Central, so a massive 1-and-1 here for J.D. Gilbert, the 6'1 senior. His team down 4 with 17 seconds.
I don't know if it was Bibb or Brents that came over, great help defense, and knocked the ball up in the air off that interior pass, but almost a turnover for Warren Central.
His free throw is good, as that cuts the Madisonville deficit to 3 with 17.
We saw those 2 possessions where both teams just kind of lost their composure, got a little tight, and had those turnovers, but we've seen big free throws from 2 young men so far in this game for both teams.
One more for Gilbert. It's good. It's a 2-point ball game, 64-62. Central up by 2 with 17.3 seconds left.
At what point do you foul? I mean, I think you got to go You got to go for a steal a couple times. Don't let too much time off the clock, though.
Here comes a trap with it in the backcourt. It is Bibb. As Bibb feeds it into the front court, has a man. It's Brent. Brent circles back with 10 seconds left. Now it's Pillow, and he's going to be fouled as Pillow will go to the line to shoot 2.
Smart by Brent that time not to go for the layup. I mean, he probably ran maybe 2 or 3 seconds more off that clock, but that's going to matter. Pillow going back to the line where we saw him make 2 big foul shots moments ago.
The 5'11" senior guard for Warren Central, trying to give them a 3- and 4-point lead with 7 seconds left. Two dribbles. Pillow's free throw is good.
He's shooting like a senior. Those are seniors step up and make shots like this in the biggest game, I'm going to assume, of his career so far.
One more to make it a 4-point lead with 7.9 seconds left. Pillow's free throw is good. And that gives them a 4-point lead for Warren Central with 7.9 seconds left. Madisonville to go the full length of the floor. Warren Central looking for a rematch with Scott County in the semifinals as J.D. Gilbert gives it up to Kenny White. Kenny stops a long 3. It's no good, and that's going to do it. Warren Central sets up a rematch in the semifinals with Scott County.
That's an incredible outcome. The way this game was played, not looking at the scoreboard, following it back and forth, though, as you and I did, it just seemed like Madisonville was up 15 or so. But I don't know that, I mean, when it seemed that way, they were up 4, they were up 6. This Warren Central team is scrappy, they are gritty, and they never quit. And as a team, they won this game.
And you can't, so much adversity they faced throughout the evening, including a big second quarter run by Madisonville. Well, as we are watching to see.
When you've got a guy like Kenny Smith who had an unbelievable game, and or Kenny White, I'm sorry, Kenny Smith used to play for the Rockets.
That's right, yeah.
Kenny White, he may play for the Rockets one day. But when you see something, when you're going against that, you're going against the height, as we talked about, just outstanding by Warren Central.
Let's go to Carl Nathy.
With our player of the game, Dre Boyd. And Dre, nothing good comes easy, huh?
No, sir. Man, it was rough first half. Coach just told me, you're going to have a big second half like yesterday. Man, my teammates believed in me. I loved them, man.
You were down at one point, almost double digits. You recall 50-41. You tied at 50 all. Then it was back and forth for a while. Then you took control. But that last sequence, nerve-wracking for your fans, nerve-wracking. But when you're on the court, is it nerve-wracking or are you just playing through the game?
Man, my seniors, I let them know their last game is going to be Sunday at Rupp Arena. And, man, I'm going to make that come true. That's all I know.
All right, good enough. Congratulations. That's Dre Boyd, our player of the game for Warren Central, as the Warren Central Dragons defeat the Madisonville Maroons 66-62. And we'll continue. This is the Kentucky Utility Sweet 16 Network.
Okay, lucky. Fresh, tasty, savory. Double Dogs is a great place to eat. Whether you like sports or you just like great food, from pizza to salads to burgers to our legendary fried pickles. Double Dogs. In a single word, delicious.
Sweet and smoky.
Sesame and ginger.
These are the flavors we wanted. But how does Subway know? Are you wearing a wire? I love your wraps!
An unrivaled customer experience continues to be a cornerstone at Leachman Buick GMC. The durability, reliability, and performance you've come to expect is now backed by a 1-year, 10,000-mile maintenance plan, included at no charge with the purchase of any new or pre-owned vehicle. Leachman is Kentucky's #1 GMC dealer, and we invite you to discover why generations of customers choose Leachman Buick GMC.
where you are now to earning your degree. Whether you're looking for part-time work or the gateway to a full-time career, you'll get there with UPS. Through the UPS Kentucky Loop program, package handlers will get up to 100% of their tuition paid and housing provided. Great job and great opportunity delivered in one package by UPS. Apply today at upsjobs.com or text LOOP to 33588.
Neighbor helping neighbor. At Whitaker Bank, we believe in giving back to our communities. Through our many sponsorships, we help provide our fellow Kentuckians with family-friendly fun and events, and scholarships to help students reach their dreams. We know you need banking to be fast and easy. We help with personalized services like mobile deposit. Get the app today and app, snap, deposit. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky. They say that being a Kentuckian makes you unique. At Whitaker Bank, we agree. We've always been unique. Whitaker Bank understands our communities and its people because we're from here. Kentucky owned, Kentucky based, always has been, always will be. Yeah, you could say we are a unique bank, and we're proud of it. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Boys Sweet 16 tournament. Here with us is the winning team tonight, the Warren Central Dragons, coached by Will Unseld. Our student athletes tonight, number 4, Jamel Barber, number 25, Kobe Brents, and number 0, Trey Pillow. I'll turn it over to Coach Unseld for a few comments.
First, before I start, I want to address something real quick. You know, we had a big win yesterday, big win. And we have a reporter tweet out, got 8 transfers. 8 transfers, without knowing the background of the situation. With an insinuation, accusation, like we did something. My thing is, if you think that happened, go figure that out. These kids, all 8 kids, now really 2 of them, 2 out of the 8 were varsity kids last year. The other kids were JV kids who barely had any minutes where they were playing at. And we're at a school that is transient. So people move in, move out. A couple of them actually had went to Warren Central before, or our middle school, move in, move back. So, you know, it's been going on all year. I've been there 8 years. We're not going to get any kids. Each kid, and some of the stories for some of the kids came here, and I can't comment on them. Some of the stories of some of the kids that are at Warren Central, it wasn't by their choice. They were in some tough situations. So it wasn't by their choice. And it upsets me that someone would tweet that out after we win. And you know, it just shows a level of disrespect for our program. You know, and to say, you know, just to put it out there after a special moment like it is unbelievable, without knowing the facts. Know the facts of the matter. These kids are unbelievable. You know, I will say this, Kobe Brents is sitting over here. Kobe Brents transferred to us from Glasgow High School, not because he wanted to. And I think I can say this without getting in trouble, because his situation is a little different than a couple of other kids I had, because a couple of other kids I had were in some tough situations that it wasn't on their own that they wanted to come to Warren Central. They've been unbelievable kids for us. Kobe Brents is here because his mother was a teacher. A teacher. Got pink slipped at her job. Tried to get jobs closer to their home so he could stay at Glasgow. Never met the lady. Day in my life. She gets hired 2 weeks before our school started at an elementary school behind our high school. Behind our high school. And the young man comes to Warren Central. And all of a sudden, flags go up. Because the problem is, people think people are not supposed to want to come to Warren Central. We got unbelievable kids. It's an unbelievable place. But Kobe, you can ask him right now. Kobe Brents would be at Glasgow High School if his mom didn't get pink slip from her job. You can ask her. They went through the process. They all went through the process. They all got ruled eligible. And every school that was there with these kids, all their ADs, nothing happened out of the way. It was situations. Yes, unique. We've never had that happen. It's unique. But the reality of it is 2 of those kids were varsity basketball players that played a lot of minutes. 2 more played spot minutes where they were. Chris Horn was a Warren Central kid as a freshman. Antonio Barbie went to our middle school. It happens. It's not like these kids just showed up out of nowhere. It happens. But to tweet that out after a special moment is unbelievable. Unbelievable. These kids don't deserve that. They don't deserve that.
Coach, talk about your effort tonight, the big win tonight.
The big win. Kids fought. Unbelievable. They pulled together and they fought. They fought their tails off. I couldn't be happier for a group. They never gave up. Got down 11 and kept fighting. I told them at halftime, I said, we're down 6, and May shot unbelievable. And for us not to be down 20 tells me we're going to win this basketball game. And we got down 11. I told them same thing. They're making shots. We aren't. I said, we start making some shots and getting some stops, we got a chance to win the basketball game. And we did that. We got some stops late. Trey Pillow made big free throws. These kids, we got a wonderful group of kids. They play their tails off. They're respectful. And they just competed. And they competed for one another. And that's the best thing to see, man, how happy they were for each other. We had different kids step up at different moments. We played a heck of a basketball team. Their size gave us some problems. We knew it would. We had to try to do some different things late. They just made shots. Kenny White was unbelievable. Casey around the rim was tough around that rim, but we made enough stops to win the basketball game. And we're in the Final Four.
Questions about the game?
Coach, Kenny White, like you said, was unbelievable, but you held him scoreless in the 4th. It seemed like Boyd was his primary assignment. Is that your top defender?
But you know what? He wanted it at that moment. Coach, I got him. He's not scoring, okay? So he did a great job on him, man. And a lot of time it's just will. Kid's a special player. Dre just fought. He just fought. And I think more than anything, they made a concerted effort to throw it into Casey, which caused us some problems. It caused us some problems. We made shot around the rim. I don't know if White shot, and we did a better job of taking charges in the second half. In the first half, we kind of ran away from them. In the second half, we stood in there and battled a little bit on their drives and walled up, and it caused them some problems. But, Dre did a good job in the second half. Kid was 8 for 9 at halftime, 2 for 7 in the second half. So we did a better job on him in the second half.
This one is for Trey. All of you, congratulations. But Trey, just take us through your thought process on those 4 late free throws that you buried.
Down for my team. I told him I got him, so I had to knock him down in a big moment.
For Trey and Jamal, as guys that were here last year, what's it mean to get back to the semifinals and get to Scott County again?
It's just a blessing. We got a good coach, we got a good team, and we got players that don't want to lose. And when you have that and the chemistry that we got over the year, it's hard to beat us.
Coach, I know it got away from you last year against Scott County, but and some of these kids have seen most of those guys, but it'll be a different game, I would think. Why do you think it will be different? Or?
Well, just being able to play that one last year, they had a little experience factors over, and it got away from us. It was a 13-point lead going into the 4th, and it just took off a little bit. We just didn't make shots, and they were unbelievable that night. Their first 2 rounds, they didn't make shots. So we was kind of hoping they weren't going to make them again, and they just shot it well. And it's hard to beat a team that good when they shoot it the way they do. We got to just do what we've been doing the last 4 or 5 games, and fight and battle and compete, and just get after it. These kids are special, man, and I'm tickled I get to coach them another game. You know, we'll see what happens. We're prepared. Go watch a bunch of film tonight, and we'll see what happens after that.
Last call for questions.
Who for you, having seen them, a little bit up close and personal, and probably watched them a little bit this season, who to you is maybe the guy you want to try to keen on stopping?
Well, of course, Moreno's unbelievable. He's going to get his. Stewart's special. The guy who hurt us last year is Covington. He just makes shot after shot. We just got to make sure that when they get shots, they're contested. And the biggest thing, more than any one player, is getting back in transition defense, because they're unbelievable in getting that thing out of the net and throwing it up the floor. And they take chances doing it. So we got to really sprint back, get to the rim, and not give up easy layups in transition, because they do a great job of getting the ball out of bounds and throwing it up the floor.
Guys, congratulations on a big win, and good luck tomorrow night in the Final Four.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, guys, now taking the podium, Madisonville-North Hopkins, Maroons. Coach Brennan and student athletes, 00 KHSAA Casey. Number 2, J.D. Gilbert, and number 3, Kenny White. Coach, opening comments?
Well, it's never easy when your season ends, and this is obviously no different. We had a special season, 30 wins and 23 straight, and it's no easier than when the season ends 2 weeks ago. It's tough. You build those relationships with your players, and I'm losing 3 seniors that I'm gonna miss a lot, and that they kind of laid the foundation for our program, and it's tough. Warren Central played extremely well tonight, and they beat us up on the glass, which we knew we had to control the glass, and we had a stretch there at the end of the third and fourth quarter where they were getting too many second opportunities, and they kind of put us behind the 8 ball.
All right, questions? Right here.
Coach, up 11 there in the third. They get it within 2 to start the fourth. That seemed to be a huge moment. Where'd you kind of see it slip away there?
They made shots. Kenny picked up his third towards the end, and you can second guess yourself, over and over again. But we got guys that have been stepping up all season, and this was there was no second thought about taking him out of the game. The kind of game he was having. And they made a couple of big threes. They weren't open; they were contested, and it was a physical game on the other end. I felt like. Sometimes the calls don't go your way, but I felt like we kept pounding the ball inside, and we weren't finishing, and and that happens sometimes. But a lot, again, you got to credit Warren Central. They're kids. We knew defensively they're really good, and they play extremely hard, and they did that tonight, and they made us work for everything that we got.
Coach, it was a tight game all around, but there was moments there that it's hard to enjoy right now, but Kenny had a crazy finish. Are those moments still going to be part of what this team is?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what we were just talking about in there. It's never easy when your season ends, but there's so many positives from the season. 30 wins. I believe we're the third team in Maroon history with 30 wins, 23 straight wins. I wouldn't trade that for anything in the world, and super proud of our guys. More than anything, they brought a community together because of their selflessness, playing for one another. It's something that people want to see. And you know, obviously winning takes care of a lot of things, but I've got great kids too, and it's definitely a special season. It was a special ride and something we're not going to forget. But hopefully, it's something that's going to motivate us in the future. You know, a lot of these kids getting experience Rupp Arena for the first time. These guys coming back for their senior season. You know, we're going to be hungry and ready to go next season.
A little more about the future next season. I think Kenny, the junior class, there's a Mr. Basketball, you know, is going to come out of that junior class. What do you think of his chance, or occasionally it could be either one of them?
Well, I think I've got two, you know, first-team All-Staters right here, and you know, they're going to get better over the summer, and you're going to see, you know, they're really good right now, and you're going to see you're going to see them take it to another level next season. I'm convinced of that because I know what they want. And like I said, nothing's going to stop them. And it's very exciting to have these kids back. And there's some other kids that are, you know, that didn't get on the floor because they're playing behind these guys. But you know, when seniors graduate and they've got big shoes to fill with JD, Cade, and Christian, I've got guys ready to step up that can play. And but we've got to get better as a team. Nothing's given. You know, you can say, oh, we're the favorite to get back next year, but other people are going to get better. So, you know, we got to control the things